Hello, welcome, yes, and hi. My name is Tai Kölner, and after yesterday's video about how the number 7 impacted me, I got a question about how to let go pain after a huge loss. I was thinking about if I want to tell or to talk about because it can't go away totally. So, but I think I'm ready to talk with you about this, and I can give you some hints how I did do and what you shouldn't do. Um, but before I get into this, subscribe the channel if you want to stay updated, and also, let me introduce. I'm an author, and I'm a black magician. In this case, even necromantic working. Um, I'm a follower of the Draconian path, and I'm a student of the left-hand Order Dragon Rouge. Also, I'm an empath. So especially the second and the last part is what really kicks your ass when you lose somebody you really did care about. It is when you are an empath, you are deeply connected to those you care about. So you ask yourself how to solve this connection. You can't. And also the sorrow is far more deeper than. In my case, just to break it down a little, yesterday I told you that I am a mother, that I lost my son 2 weeks before birth, and it really tore me away. I was not able to watch woman holding a child, and I was nearly breaking apart when I just did hear a baby giggling or screaming. But this pain, I did realize that this pain was just a thought about I will never see him smile. I will never see his true eye colors. I will see when he comes home with his first girlfriend. And he would have been a really heartbreaker. I saw his lips and his cutie nose, and I can tell you, girls, you would have melted away. So, however, this boy is not running around here, and he will not break a huge load of ladies' hearts. So, and my big pain was to never see him growing up. I did even work in a basic school, so for kids in an age between 6 and 10. And I did do a garden project and an art project together with the kids, so in the afternoon. And when the time came when he would have been in that age, I could not even handle anymore to work with his kids together, because in my mind I always saw him running around. So this for the point, you never get rid of this pain, but you learn to live with it, and the soul is forgetting about pain as well. So if you lose a friend, and if you lose a family member like a beloved grandma or father or mother or sister, and or in my case my son, the loss appears unbearable in the first moment. And course of my childhood, I dislearned myself very early about crying. And so when I lost my son, I wasn't even able to cry. So you have no release about this pain. And it can appear unbearable. And you might find many ways how to get rid of the pain, be it alcohol, drugs, or in my case, I did not work with a Clifford or with a Kundalini. I never was conscious about this technically workings. I was conscious about energy streams and what I did, and I would not advise you to do that because the backflash is enormous, it's tremendous. I was standing in the night in the garden and I just pushed down all my emotions through my entire body, through my feet into the soil. So basically, I did do a kind of reversed Kundalini work, guiding into the talus and out through Patala. Um, I could have crashed much by that, just telling so, because this is nothing one should work with without any knowledge. The fun about was I knew exactly what I was doing and I knew it was working, but I had no idea about the risks. So, and I was numb for feelings like sadness, happiness, love, hate. I was totally numb about emotions for quite a while. I was functioning and I was reacting like in memory, like smiling to people or but my empathic side was totally frozen. So it took 8 years to tint up, and my son was the one who was kicking my ass to get back into working. So this is the second part of my introduction. If you are working on the draconian path, and if you're working with energy fields, and if you're working necromantic, it's not by accident that your dead ones can reach you. And in this point, my son did reach me, and I had to take my responsibility for cooling down the emotion, because these emotions I didn't live all the years. They just flooded back to me. So it was like a tsunami rolling back to me, and it kicked me out of my mundane comfort. I cannot tell, I cannot even put it into words. It was a pain. It was a pain unbearable before, but the pain after that did even top it. So never try to control pain. Go through it. This is one part of our work and this is part of our life. We have to go through this pain. While all this, I did understand that the one who did die, he is never gone. That's a shell we are living in. And maybe you had a huge fun with your best buddy and you grew up together and you miss him totally, or you miss your parents and you miss your whoever was so important to you. But this one who died, he only dropped his shell. So the being itself that you knew is still alive somewhere. It can be on this plane, it can be on another plane, it doesn't matter. Because if you are one of those who are magically working, you know exactly how to call an entity, are you? And exactly that way you can call and recontact to those who are dead. So in my case, it is even bloodline. There is just Two I'm working with. It's my son when it comes to Death Realm work, and it's my beloved granny when there are really parts when I think, okay, now I need a backup. Now I need somebody who's having my back, and she's the most bright and the most beautiful person I know. Maybe she's even the root to my skills. So, however, my granny or my son are the two I'm working with. And if you got somebody who is that close to you and you were deeply connected to, don't miss them. Try to reconnect. Put a picture on the wall. Sometimes place a candle. Or do a simple ritual. Do some incenses and say, hey, thinking on you. That's the basic line. Or if you are deeper working in magic and if you're doing a necromantic work, why not now and then take a coffee, talk together? Because your connection is still there. And energy to energy is talking. So no matter where this person is today, he will hear you and he will be with you if you ask him to. So not suffer. I can just say not suffer about this one you lost. The pain will never go, but the pain will become forgotten by time. It's the same as a birth pain. It is unbearable in the first moment, but the longer time is running, it will low down. And it will cook up in that very moments when you remember this person or when you dig into memory. And that's okay. Just let it go. It is okay. So how to let go a pain after a huge loss? I did not let it go. I did learn to live with it. And I did learn to realize that there is no reason to feel this pain. So this for today. Yes, we were a little more serious today, but it was a really good question. And if you got some questions too, please feel free to write it down in the comments. And also, if you want it a little more private, you can add me at Facebook at Xul-luX. So then you could write a private message or send me an email. Fine too. The only thing, if you got questions for Dragon Rouge, I'm not a representative, as I always say. So then check on the website of Dragon Rouge. To all other questions or ideas or whatever you want to ask me for, send an email, send a message, or write it down below in the texts. So, until next time, and out for today.